Want to know where in life you are brave, courageous, and kind of impulsive? Well, I am here to tell you as we explore your Aries house in astrology. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Hannah, and welcome back, Cosmic Warriors. Before we dive in, if you want to learn more about astrology, then head on over to the Cosmic Check-In podcast. And if you would like to book a reading with me, then you can visit my website, hannahselsewhere.com. I really hope you enjoy the video. Let's do this. Okay, so to begin, I'm just going to give you a brief description of what your Aries house says about you. Your Aries house can reveal and show the areas of life where you charge, where you face life head on. Whatever challenges you come up against, you'll be brave and you will confront your fears. In this house, you can be pretty direct, bold, honest, straightforward, but you can also be somewhat tactless and pushy. Arguing and anger are also likely within your Aries house, but can be addressed, okay? The conflict can be addressed. It's where you motivate yourself, where you feel energized, you can be passionate. It's also where you can be restless, where you can be impulsive. Take a deep breath. And it can show you where you are independent. You'll possess this fighting warrior spirit. Our goals, identity, and our strength are tied to our Aries house. Also, quickly, what you want to do is you want to identify where Mars is in the chart for more information about your Aries house. So just keep that in mind. So let's now get into Aries through the houses. Aries in the first house. So you're going to have an Aries rising. Well, you can present an image of "don't mess with me," or "can't you see I'm walking here?" You move like you're on a mission, like you really know where you're going. You can also be perceived by others as perhaps quite grumpy or as confident, right? It does depend on how others perceive you too, right? But you can be very decisive. You can be pretty straightforward. It can also appear as if you have this "what you see is what you get" demeanor, but you're actually rather complex underneath. Others may like or dislike your energetic and assertive personality, and you're usually the first one to spring into action, even though underneath you can be a bit scared. When a new opportunity presents itself, you're like, yes, let's do it. Aries in the second house. So you might be quick to defend yourself if others try to devalue you. You refuse to let others drag you down or defeat you or take advantage of you. When you lack self-worth, you can lash out, and you may also act childish, and you can become unnecessarily compulsive, right? This could be where the impulse really comes into play, where you sort of impulsively spend or do things. And yes, as I said, this could come from a place of lack and not really knowing your worth. Still, you value how assertive and how self-motivating you can be. You like being valued as an individual. And when you know your worth, you do not get caught up in forcing other people to see it. Achieving your goals and providing for yourself certainly boost your self-esteem. Aries in the third house. You might compete with other students. So we think about your early schooling years. You might have competed, Or you could have been quite an opinionated student or a team leader within school. Maybe you were the kind of student in class who would attempt to answer questions first, thinking about raising your hand first, as if you really did know the answer. You were like, yes, I know the answer, I'm going for it. Perhaps also you were a fast and pretty keen learner, but you also possessed a mind of your own and you could have challenged the teachers. Maybe you were a loner in school, or maybe you were eager to speak with your classmates, especially the ones that you liked, of course. Maybe you were also pretty quick to make it clear to the kinds of classmates you didn't like. Perhaps you can also be like this in your everyday life when it comes to liking people versus not liking people. And you may be willing to argue with teachers, or, we just think about this in general. You may argue with other people quite openly if you do strongly disagree with what they're saying, or if you didn't like, or if you don't like something that they say. You could even get triggered perhaps by what people say, for example. Still, we do see you as being a pretty bold and courageous communicator and student. As I say, very keen, but also quite quick to share your opinion, maybe without having all of the facts and information. But hey, that can be useful too. Aries in the 4th house. So when we really draw from your upbringing, your family, maybe you were raised to be independent, and this could have been either directly or indirectly. It was this whole notion of, okay, I've got to stand on my own 2 feet, or you just being so eager to want to move out of your family home as soon as you could. Maybe you wanted to, or you want to create your own family traditions instead of following what has already been done. And like I said, you could feel this strong urge to establish a home of your own, a family of your own, maybe some land, property. We think even about ownership here, but it has to be yours. And growing up, well, you might have grown up with a caregiver who was rather pushy or assertive or demanding. Could, for some of you, possibly violent. Plus, you may be from an ancestry of fighters, strong leaders. Strong figures here. And you inherit these qualities. Aries in the 5th house. So you just might jump from one romantic relationship to another, right? Or one fling to another. Maybe you're quite eager, you're quite keen in this way, or it's that you're the one who takes the first step. You're the one who initiates things. And you may make bold moves in romantic relationships. Maybe you're quite a risk taker, and this is not just within romantic relationships or your dating life. You may just take risks in general. You take a chance on life. You're like, may as well go for it. And you may be attracted to really driven, really independent lovers. The children that you have, the children that you raise may also grow to be very independent and driven. Now, you may also fight with lovers for fun, or you may cause arguments just to show passion. You might also challenge your lovers. And hey, back to children, your children could very well challenge you. Plus, you will challenge people who just want to win your heart in general. And when it comes to hobbies and your creativity and your passions, you give it your all. There's a lot of enthusiasm and eagerness there. You'll boldly make those moves. Aries in the 6th house. So when you attend to your daily tasks and routines, you want to do something correctly the first time around. You get annoyed and agitated if it's not done correctly the first time around. It's like, I just want to get it done now. Perhaps even there can be this level of speed where you just want to go through things as fast as possible. You may also become frustrated, annoyed by people who slow you down, especially when it comes to your daily tasks and your chores throughout your day. You prefer to keep it moving. You might also get annoyed at coworkers, colleagues who just, You're like, why are you not getting this? I don't understand how you don't get this. And you just might typically act on what must be done. What must be done solo. You're not afraid to be independent here. And others interfering with you when you're in this mode is a big no-no. Now, you also might execute your tasks and your daily responsibilities with focus, with strength. Oh, yes, you can certainly just be a trailblazer, be a pioneer, and go for it. And you will take the lead when you need to help out. Taking charge of the situation just comes naturally to you. Aries in the 7th house. So basically this is Aries on the descendant, okay? Well, you just might be unaware of your short fuse, of your temper, of how impatient you can be. And partners, close friends, even business associates to a degree, they could bring out your me first and your winning attitudes, your competitive attitudes. You may also be willing to fight for and to defend those unfairly treated, especially thinking about your partner. If your partner is mistreated, that's a huge no. And you may be quick to marry, right? Be quick to marry. Or it's that freedom, okay? Your freedom must be maintained. So even if you marry, it's like, no, I still want my freedom here. And through another, you discover your strength and your courage. You discover your fighting spirit. Aries in the 8th house. I actually have this placement. Okay, so when you share how you feel deep down, you don't really think about others. It's like when you get to that point, you can't see any other way. And you also prefer just to be direct and honest about how you feel deep down. You may also enjoy sexual intimacy where you connect on this physical, this emotional level. You want to experience intense passion. Subconsciously, you may also act as a pioneer for others with emotional and psychological issues. So you could be a huge inspiration to people because you do that inner work, then they feel inspired to do it as well. Darker emotions, though, of rage, lust, and envy, they must be challenged in healthier ways here. And perhaps too, you like to be in charge in the bedroom or to be fully dominated by your partner. That way, it's just about letting out your aggression. Aries in the 9th house. You tend to be independent, right? This independent and this assertive individual about your beliefs. You'll stand by them, right? You will die on this hill. And you can be direct, you can be headstrong regarding your morals, regarding your code of ethics. You'll practice what you preach as well, right? And your philosophies may include being active, being a leader, and never giving up on yourself. Freedom is very much highlighted here. Your independence. And you can become very invested in the likes of politics, religion, science, philosophy. Certain practices may also anger you. And I mean just how other people do things. It's like they can really, really get to you. Then also, you are willing to challenge other people's beliefs and worldviews. And you're also open about your own. And I'll also say you're open to others challenging yours too. Aries in the 10th house. Okay, so you seek to accomplish something that is your own, such as a business role or a profession that you've chosen for yourself. You feel accomplished when you don't compromise your career path and when you stay true to yourself. Your greatest accomplishments may include leadership, fighting, coaching, sports, motivating others, inspiring others, okay, being your own boss, working for yourself. We think about enterprise, business, entrepreneurship, And the public are most likely going to know of your accomplishments because you're going to be quite open about them. However, you can also become rather frustrated by others who do not stay in their own lane as you really make your way towards achieving success. So if others try to maybe compete with you or challenge you, maybe that can annoy you. But then, hey, I'll also say this, if or when that happens, you can step up to the challenge and be a little bit competitive as well. Aries in the 11th house. The social utopia you dream of may include people standing up for themselves and not being pressured into doing what they don't want to do. And you may also hope to inspire and to motivate society. You want to make them aware of their freedoms, their rights, their independence, their autonomy. Your future could very well involve leading, really pushing or defending causes, movements, and communities. And you're on a mission to advocate for yourself and to make your dreams happen. Okay, so for example, we think about leadership, coaching, business, adventure. And you don't wait for the future to happen to you. You seek out to create the future you want. Then Aries in the 12th house, your self-undoing involves uncontrollable outbursts, passive aggressiveness, and refusing to affirm your identity. Reconnecting with the parts of you that are childlike, spontaneous, and energetic can create this wholeness, this spiritual unity. Dreams, okay, so some dreams can symbolize your dreams, can symbolize your sexual urges and your desires to win, to be first. And a warrior, athlete, or a pioneer is a past life. Okay, maybe you were like a warrior or an athlete in a past life, and so these things are tied to the karma, your karma in this life. Then your spiritual practices may include things like driving fast, screaming, boxing, letting out your anger, or listening to really loud music. Okay, Cosmic Warriors, so I hope this video helped you understand your Aries house that little bit more. If you find this video to be helpful in any way, you can always buy me a coffee. I hope that you can stay tuned for more and make sure to subscribe and like the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.